Toy Rat.
What's up, collective fam? It's your boy Tony the Toy Rat. I'm back with another rigorous wrestling review, and this is the last of the 4-part series of the Mutant Ninja Turtles Gallery Diorama. Boop, boop, boop. Donatello. Boop, boop, boop. From our friends at Diamond Select Toys. Now, why am I so excited? It's just another Donatello. First of all, this particular statue is fire, and second of all, it completes the 4-part diorama, which I will show you guys once we got it unearthed. So, without further ado, let's unbox this puppy and get it going. Bam, it's time to crack open this Donatello. And while I'm opening it up, normally I'll just let you guys watch me open this up, but I do want to talk a little bit about how these things come to fruition. There isn't any toy that ever comes to life without an artist's rendition. Whether that be a digital sculpture or hand-created art so that the creators understand what they're supposed to put together, I'm trying to tell you, you need the artist. You can't do anything without the artist. So we are celebrating that level of art. Now this particular one I have been dying to open up because it is the last of my 4-part series. Guys, take a look inside there real quick. As you can see from the rest of the Mutant Ninja Turtles that we've unearthed before, there is a city skyline in the background. But as I am not a box collector and you guys already know who Donatello is, you know what I'm going to say. Recycle. And be careful where you throw things, because occasionally they'll break. Alright, so I'm going to set this up right here. And in the vein of discussing artists and what they're capable of doing, we have created a new relationship with our friend Brian C. Roll over at odysseyart.net. And he does some incredible artwork. And you can find him at several different conventions. But if you want to buy some of the art that you're seeing in front of you right now, again, recycle. Don't forget to visit Brian C. Roll at odysseyart.net. You can also find him on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook under pretty much the same name, Odyssey Art or Brian C. Roll. So I'm going to show you guys this Donatello. You can always tell that because he's got his purple mask on. Okay? I'm wearing my green do-rag bandana today just because. Alright, so this is the first look. I'm looking right alongside you guys. I've had no opportunity to see this before now. So I'm going to set him down. And as is customary, we will do a full body spin. So this is a Donatello Mutant Ninja Turtle. Let's get it.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power. They're the world's most fearsome fighting team. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're heroes in a half shell and they're green. Hey, get a grip. When the evil Shredder attacks, these turtle boys don't cut 'em no slack. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Splinter taught them to be ninja teens.
We're back, collective fam. And now you can see what the 4-part turtle diorama looks like all assembled. And don't sit there and act like you ain't jealous, because you are. If you haven't picked up all 4 of these guys, you're missing part of the diorama set. Now, I have given these things nothing but accolades since I started opening them up. There is one downfall to this scenario, and that is if you don't collect all 4, the diorama leaves something to be desired because they're not giving you all 4 parts of the square of the building that they're standing on, which means when you display it, if you're not displaying it with all 4 turtles on the way I have them right now, you're missing some space in between. It'll just look like a flat black area. It's probably the only comment I have as a negative, because in terms of dioramas, I don't care which one I have. This is now my favorite because it combines 4 different action poses you can buy separately and at your leisure to combine and create the dopest turtle action pose scene that you can create without having to do some severe modifications to toys and what have you. So this is the dopeness of them all locked in together. These are Diamond Select toys. They are not that expensive. You know, they range from $60 to $75 a piece. Buy them at your leisure. I'm sure they'll still be available on DiamondSelectToys.com. And in the meantime, you can enjoy each one independently. Now, for me, I'm going to cut this one off and we're going to go straight back to talking about our new guy, Donatello, who happens to be in the back of my diorama set right now. So let's start there and we'll talk about him together. We're back, collector fam, and yes, I put on my glasses because my eyes are old and I can't see so good as you guys anymore. So I need to put them on to talk about the intricate details of Mr. Donatello. Okay, let's get the obvious out of the way. He is rocking his purple bandana eye cover, which is meant to signify Donatello. If you don't get it off of that, the giant D on his belt should cue you into it. So, boop, the D on the belt. Just like the other three turtles, they've done a fantastic job about being intricate with the level of detail on the turtle shell itself. As you can see from the turtle shell, there's all kind of marks and striations from the actual turtle shell where there's divots, and it just looks like a real turtle shell. It's really cool. The other thing that I immediately appreciate about his attention to detail on the legs and the arms, it's hard to illustrate that to you guys, but if you're looking at the back of the arms here, if you're looking really intently on the back of the arms here, you can see some scaling. So they've got like turtle scale on here. It's a much more dominant on the legs. You can definitely see it on the thighs and the calf muscles as they work all the way down. Super cool. The leg ace bandages and the arm ace bandages, they're as intricate as the other three, meaning that there is enough folds and texture inside those ace bandages to make them feel like they're real and in reality. I will say, of the four turtles that we've unboxed, Donatello in this pose is the least dynamic to me. He's literally just standing there in ready action mode, where the other three turtles are actually in motion. Whether they're kicking out a skateboard or looking like they're getting ready to leap off the building, he's the one who's got sort of a museum quality pose that they're hanging out with, okay? In terms of the tool sets, we all know Donatello's my guy with the staff. What's cool about this is that it's its own independent piece, so it does wiggle. It moves a little bit. Gives a little bit of that suspension of disbelief reality to the character itself. He's on one square of a 4-square rooftop, and I won't say that doesn't make this rooftop small because it does, but our turtles are actually big, so, you know, little give, a little take. Now, in this particular diorama, they've put one of the Mouser robots here. You guys can see that. This guy here, he's all cracked up and broken. So it looks like they've already had some battle on this roof already. Guys, can you see that? Little bits of brick and things like that. I love the little elements and textures that they added to the top of the diorama because it gives your eyes something to continuously look at. It's like you don't get fixated on any one particular thing before your eyes move over to another and you're able to start thinking, looking, and talking about other parts of the diorama set. That leads me to all of the accoutrements, all of the things that are like his pads and pouches that go around the belt with a D on it, all the way down to an actual water bottle. He's got a little water bottle sitting back there. Can you guys see that? That's what I like about attention to detail, man. Portrait, portrait, portrait. You know, we know he's a turtle. That's silly. We know he's Donatello because he's wearing the purple. He's got sort of this Rocky-esque smile, smirk, anger thing happening right now with only one half of his mouth open. Unlike the other three, he has a little bit of wiggle to him because they didn't pin him down on this foot. I'm not sure you guys can see that, but underneath there, it's like something protrudes up into the foot as opposed to that been molded down onto the pipe where he's actually standing. I don't hate it that much because, again, it doesn't wiggle or shake around too much where that's concerned. It's just not as solidly locked in as the other three. That being said, you can't do one without the other. Donatello's got his staff holder in the back here. which you can see. Gripe. They've got a hole on the bottom part here that looks like the staff goes through. They don't have a hole on the top up here. Why didn't they finish that hole out? All right. You know, again, this is one of those attention to detail things I wind up getting fixated on because I open so many different statues. But it does look like that should be an open hole, top and bottom. Again, to make it look like you can take out the staff and slide it into the back part of it there. It also looks like the holster for this might be less wide than the width of the staff. So I'm not sure if it would actually fit in there. But I'm just griping the gripe because it's still super damn cool. The chest texture on this part of the plate of his chest, super awesome, cool, full of detail. Lots of marks and lines running through it. His head sculpt, he's got lots of definition up here in the top part of his head. So if you're looking at it, you can see, you know, they did a really good job of trying anyway to make sure that you saw that there was some consternation in his face. He's like, what's a better word for it? Pissed off. He's pissed off. So, unfortunately, with this particular setup in the pose that he's in, there's not a whole lot more to give conversation about. Of course, the wraps around his arms, the detail, and the perforations inside the ace bandage as they go through. His musculature is dope. You can see his triceps all the way working down into his forearms that are also covered by ace bandages. I love the way they did his nails. The fingernails on this sucker, man. Check out the fingernails. Can you guys see these? I'm not sure you guys can see those. Very detailed. They spent a lot of time going back and forth. The paint job's incredible. So you got to appreciate those things when you're looking at this. If I had another gripe, again, because this is meant to be excuse me. This is meant to be part of a 4-part diorama setup. If you just bought this Donatello, this would be my problem. Like, you'd want to display him front facing, but you can see here that the diorama itself is just blacked out. So it's like it's been cut off. And if I was just to display him by himself, it might seem somewhat lackluster when it's all said and done. Just because this black part here, it makes me feel like there's something unfinished. However, I did finish it, and it looks awesome altogether. So this is me telling you, you buy one, you better buy all 4. Because if you're a Turtles fan, you can't not have this super cool diorama. You just can't. All right? So this is Donatello from Diamond Select Toys. He sits about 10 inches tall. I would give a 9-inch berth all the way around this sucker just because you don't want it to be overcrowded. But in the end, what you really need to pay attention to is how much space you're going to need for the entire diorama set. And that would be about 16 inches square. Yeah, it's a lot of room. It's a lot of room you're going to need, but it's worth it. Come on, Turtle fans. Get into your grind. Now, take a special moment and make sure you recognize that behind me, whoop, both up, down, to the left behind me, there's a couple of pieces of turtle artwork. And that is from our friend Brian C. Roll at odysseyart.net. And if you're going to buy the turtles and you need some additional artwork to display alongside them, head over to odysseyart.net and buy them simultaneously. I'm telling you, he's got all kinds of different pieces you guys are going to love to put together with the rest of your diorama statues and toys. So that's it for me, Diamond Select Toys, Brian C. Roll, Tony the Toy Rat, and I am out of here. Cowabunga, baby!